Welcome to Shyzabox. Here's your host. Oh yeah, whoa, ho, 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 horsey, whoa. Back to your stall and the horse you rode in on. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Shyzabox. We have got a fantastic show for you today. Oh, is it really fantastic? Well, it's something. It's free. Oh yeah, okay. It's gonna suck like the rest. Whatever. Shut up, monkey. Go away. Anyhow, we have got a show for you today. And you might be saying, we wish you didn't, but we do. So, obviously, with Easter right around the corner, today we're talking about what you think you might be wanting to play over Easter this Easter. Okay? Now, we've got a couple games that, of course, are in our backlog that we have been meaning to get around to finishing off and playing. Ones that we've started, never really went all the way through, stuck with, or anything like that. But games that we have been wanting to dabble with, again, in one way, shape, or form. Now, you might be saying, there's so many games that are out, coming out, things of that nature. Well, fuck. Hop away. But the ones that we've been wanting to return to, and whilst they may be a little lacking, okay, in their offerings and things of that nature, they are on our list of ones to check out and revisit. And there's a couple that we have recently talked about that we will plan on still going through because they keep finding their way moving up and up and up our list of things on the backlog to check out. Now, one that has not recently been on our backlog to recheck out, Biomutant, man. So this one, we got a good portion of the way through. It's a little repetitive here and there, a little wonky with the narration. That never bothered us. We enjoyed and liked our time with it. But we got to a point where we had just kind of fallen off and stopped playing. And whilst it's not so narratively strong of a game to drive us to keep playing it and keep, investing our time and such in it, as we branch out and play other games and other stuff gets released, obviously, it just kind of takes its, back seat and then a further back seat, and then before you know it, your backlog is very, very long, and it's like, man, let's start hacking away at something here or there, and Easter is the perfect opportunity. So, Biomutant is one that we perhaps will try and revisit this Easter. We'll see if it works out. Maybe we'll be super lazy and just sit around and watch One Piece all day and not go into work. In fact, let me call the booth real quick. Hey, fuck you guys, we're taking tomorrow off. Well, there you go. Easy enough. Hold on, they're calling back. Huh? No, that was for Mark. Yeah. Well, fucking tell him. Alright. Anyhow, another game that recently we have been wanting to recheck out, and we've talked about this one as far as, believe it or not, us wanting to kind of just revisit and go around because it did a lot of stuff right, especially with the platforming. And you might be saying, like, a lot of games do stuff right with platforming. What's so special about this one? Well, nothing. Nothing set this one apart either. Another one of those games that, it plays. Biomutant wasn't super great, but, it plays. It was fun. You can dabble around with it. But if you don't get sucked in, you're not going to finish it, so reason to return. The one, though, that we have been really wanting to return to, believe it or not, Crackdown 3. The most special thing about it, Terry Crews, obviously. They did things right in this game as far as the controls on the platforming. Everything else surrounding it, the multiple studios that touched it, the pseudo-reliance on it being a knockout of the park home run, that it was not bad enough to become a pet Concord. How are you doing today, pet Concord? We haven't fed him yet, but our pet Concord is hungry. Aren't you, Pet Concord? Yes, I am. Oh, well, it wasn't bad enough to become a Pet Crackdown 3, but our Pet Concord would have definitely loved some company, would it have not? It didn't do anything remarkable. It didn't do anything outstanding. It didn't live up to any iota of hype, which there virtually was none, because it had already filtered through multiple studios, setbacks, delays. Why the fuck did they even make it in the first place? Whatever, just a continuation of a, let's not introduce a new intellectual property, let's remake a fucking part 3. Because we had some iota of success with earlier iterations of it, okay? We want new intellectual properties as gamers, but in the meantime, we have this in our backlog that didn't stick out as anything super fantastic, but we do recall the platforming controls being tight. And you know what? After dinking around with a few games we've been playing as of late, even with the mediocrity in the combat and the, collecting orb elements and everything like that, the mediocrity in the game itself, we're looking for something a little laid back that controls well. And, something that inherently we're not too tied up in story-wise. That's, bop around open worldy enough. And man, Crackdown 3's just been calling us. So that's us, okay? Some games that we are looking forward to playing this Easter. There's a swath out there, man, of all sorts of games that have been released. Surely everyone has a massive backlog and massive library, or some backlog or library, or fucking you don't have any games. I don't know. Whatever. But there's so much stuff out there. Maybe this Easter you just need to hop to it and start checking out some of your, past backlog. And if you really want us to go back behind the curtain where the sausage is made, and we know some of you do, we'll go ahead and do that. Not something we like to do often, but we'll discuss one more little title, okay, that we are a little, pseudo looking forward to checking out again, revisiting, touching up, finishing off, having another little play session with. All right, so hang on. No, we won't. We're fucking leaving. Whatever. Well, if you're not here when we get back, give us a buck. Anyhow, for the rest of you, give us a sec. Oh, yes. No. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yep. There it is. Sure enough. Uh-huh. Yeah. Pet Concord. All right. One more that we have been looking forward to kind of going back and just touching on. Okay? And just dabbling with a little more. Sunset Overdrive, man. Another one of those games where we're just gonna pop it on and try and just take it easy and enjoy the greatness that is Easter Day. So whether you find yourself looking through your own backlog or not, whether you find yourself wanting to play a variety of games or kick it, sit back and watch a show or movie, or just kind of veg out for the, weekend or anything like that, just know that the longer that you stand around on someone's grass, your footprints start leaving indentations and imprints in it, such as you've been doing now. So, whilst we don't need your subscription, we do need your money, mainly now to fix, looks like, a little portion of our yard there that you've been, standing on. So, go ahead. You can downvote the shit out of this and give us a buck. But we're going to need you to get off our yard. We'll see you later when you're not standing on our yard so close.